Whether we get to that place, I don't know. That'll be determined in the off season as part of it. It's just another part of the piece.
I haven't heard you use the phrase open competition yet at that position. Is there an open competition?
Sure. I think it's an open competition. I mean, I don't know why it wouldn't be an open competition. And I don't mean that saying it harshly, but I don't think there's enough on film over the last couple of years, one way or the other, to say, boy, we have a starter at quarterback yet, whether internally or externally.
Do you feel it's important to add an external quarterback to that mix?
I wouldn't say it's important to, but we're going to do our due diligence to make sure that our roster, that we put ourselves in the best position we can to score points, which starts with that position.
Todd, you've been busy assembling your staff, but have you been able to familiarize yourself with the entire roster through video review?
No.
When will that happen?
Oh, starting this week. When we get back, we'll have a chance to, I think I have a pretty good idea offensively. That's probably where it started in terms of as we're getting closer to free agency. But I'll get a chance the next few weeks to be able to take a deeper dive into the whole roster.
Todd, as far as the quarterback position is concerned, you work with so many different styles of quarterbacks. I've seen along most recently. But, you mentioned the one thing you look for is kind of that it factor. But, like, when you're evaluating guys, especially coming out of college, what are, like, the traits that you're looking for?
Well, first off, anybody that's coming out in the draft, quarterback or any position, you've got to do a great job, which our scouting department does, of vetting people that have been around them for an extended period of time, because 20 minutes or an interview doesn't do it justice. I mean, you've got to make sure that the people that they've been around are able to say the words that you're looking for in terms of how they carry themselves, how they are on a day-to-day basis, how they are on their teammates, how are they third downs, 2-minute, critical situations. All of that comes into play.
Andrew yesterday talked about your Ravens offensive line had some power, had some movement. Do you have preferences on your tackles, your guards, your centers? Some of them power, more movement oriented, those kind of things? Or are you just looking for the best players at those positions?
Well, it's like every position, right? Big, fast, physical, can move, can pull, can all those things you're going to look for ideally. But ultimately, like I've told them, is take the best players and we'll make it work. Now, it's a little bit different when you're talking about tackle, guard, and center, and the differences in terms of their skill set. But I think you can win with power guards. I think you can win with lighter guards that can pull and get on the perimeter. I think you can win with tackles that, can play with power, and ones that you'd rather have in a wide zone scheme. To me, what you're looking for most of all is consistency, because you can coach around, if they're tough and they're consistent, then I think you can coach around that and scheme that. But if they're not physically tough consistently, and their day-to-day is inconsistent, very hard game day.
What difficult is it to mesh? Defensive side is almost all returning coaches from last year, except for Mike. And then the offensive side, it seems like it's a lot more guys coming. What's that meshing process like of meshing different personalities, different backgrounds, all of that together?
Well, it's part of it. I mean, I do think when you're putting a staff together, you're talking about developers, and then there's schemers. I mean, and then if you're lucky enough to find guys that are elite at developing and scheming, a lot of times they end up being coordinators or head coaches. So you got to have a great mix of those two that not only develop your roster, but then game day or during the week leading up to game day, you put your best foot forward in terms of tactically getting after opponents. So I think we've got a great mix of this, but this is also the NFL, and everybody's paid to do a job. So the mix is real simple, right? I mean, we'll never forget that we have a job for our players and developing our players and coming up with the best plan possible. And that mixing part of it, I've never been around where it doesn't work that way. And if someone doesn't mix, then we pivot and go the other way.
Todd, to follow up on that and just the staff with Mike, what was impressive about him through the interview process and just with him being the first time?
Well, first of all, he came highly recommended by people that I respect in the profession. That was first and foremost. We were looking for somebody that had been a part of the same system or scheme, 4-down attack style defense. And so we started with that, because you're going to start people that were a part of that, coaches that were a part of that scheme, and see if they fit what we're looking for in terms of leading the men in that room on that side of the ball. Or you interview others that aren't really part of that scheme, but you feel like are the right guys in front of the players and our staff, but would learn that style. And we found a number of candidates we thought fit that. And when he interviewed, his energy, his juice, his vision for not only what we had from a player's standpoint, but what they'd done in the past and how he felt like he could take another step forward. And it just popped. What's that? How much time do we have? Oh, he's elite in a lot of areas. I've said this many times. He's got a gift for confronting anything that gets in the way of winning football without being confrontational. He just does. It's unique. He doesn't let it, linger. He'll come right down the hall and say, this isn't good enough. What can we do to change it? Where are we at? And the other thing is the off season's no joke. John, it's football every day, man. It is. How are we going to get better? Every year I was with the Ravens, it was offense 2.0, offense 3.0. What are we going to do to improve? Take advantage of our players' skill set. So he's nonstop. He's about winning football.
Todd, John made clear that when he came to the Giants, he wanted to be his offensive I mean, in your head, thinking about that, come and when you started to look at the Giants, that's the guard and all those things?
Of course. Of course. I was hopeful that I would get the Cleveland Browns head coaching job. That'd be silly to say that I wasn't hopeful of that. But I was excited to go to New York with Coach.
So he just confirmed he was going to New York. He just confirmed that.
And we get a Chip Lindsey question. From Missouri. Well, first off, Chip Lindsey, we hired him from Spain Park High School. He was Nick Mullen's high school coach who still plays for the Jaguars. And so we hired him at Southern Miss. Philosophically, we were aligned at that time. We were running air raid. It's 4 wide. You're throwing it around, minimal run schemes, and he fit what we were looking for at that time. But he's an elite football coach, connects with the players, great staff guy, adaptable systematically. He's not aligned to just one scheme. And we would have never done what we did at Southern Miss without him, because I turned the play calling over to him, and it allowed me to be a hell of a lot better head coach.
Yesterday, Andrew Berry said he wants to give Antonio his space and time to make a decision on whether to come back. Have you and Warhawk talked to Antonio at all?
He came up to the office a few weeks ago, and we tried to talk him into it right then. But he was not in that position yet to say he wanted to come back. I'm for really good football players, and I'm for really good football players that are wired like Joel. There's not many wired like Joel. Like what he says, how he carries himself, how he prepares. It's unbelievable. He's a rare. How many years has he played? How many years was it that he's played now? 12 years, and the pounding he's taken and continued to play at such a high level.
To have that at least one anchor you can count on the offensive line, does that add to his value?
100%.
Coach, you talked about John Harbaugh's gifts as a coach. What do you think your best gifts are as having confidence?
Oh, I don't. I'm not very good at talking about me. I don't know. Maybe a lot of guys are. I don't know. It's coaching football.
Is there anything
When you look at Deshaun Watson, looking out on the board, I don't know if you've seen any of that, but what gives you the confidence, perhaps, that Deshaun Watson, who hasn't really started the full season since
I hate that you can't hear the reporters. But one of those questions, when he was speaking about elite, he was talking about SHEDEUR.
Anytime that you have a player that at one time has exhibited the skill set at an elite level, I think you're always going to give them the benefit of the doubt that somehow we might be able to get that out of them again. And I think that's how you should look at every player. I've said that. You guys have heard me say it. I'm going to let it play out. I think it'd be completely unfair, just like it would be in any classroom setting, be at a history exam and all the students walk in, and before they're actually given the exam, you give them a grade. Well, how would you give them a grade? Based on male, female, race, how they look, how they're dressed? I think that's unfair. Now, you're going to have some preconceived notions, obviously, because we have prior evidence, but I don't decide who plays. The players decide who plays. I've never decided who plays.
So he's a locker room coach. That's what I like to hear. You're going to let the locker room pick. That's icing on the cake right there.
I don't know how he'll.
I don't even need to see no more. Todd Monken just said he don't decide who plays. The locker room decides. Get down in the comment section. Let me know y'all thoughts about this one. Keep them bells on because I'm going to react to this the right way. And until next time, shake the haters off. I'm out of here, bro. Peace out. Let's